Should police across Canada have the power to do random traffic stops? Well, a racial profiling case from Quebec being argued before the Supreme Court of Canada could ultimately decide that. The man at the center of this case is Montrealer Joseph Christopher Luamba. Within a year and a half of getting his driver's license, he was stopped by police nearly a dozen times. Luamba didn't violate any laws and he never got a ticket. He believes he was only targeted because of his race. So he challenged in court the part of Quebec's highway safety code that allows police to stop people at random. Two lower courts agreed with Luamba and ruled that random traffic stops enable police to racially profile drivers and thus violate their constitutional rights. But Quebec is now challenging those lower court rulings before the Supreme Court. Lawyers for the Quebec government are arguing that random stops are the only way to detect certain highway safety infractions, drunk driving, expired licenses, or unsafe vehicles. Quebec also says the Highway Safety Code already doesn't allow racial profiling. Quebec does acknowledge profiling sometimes happens, but it says that's not because of the law itself, but rather because of individual officers who may abuse or misinterpret the law. Here's how Quebec's Attorney General puts it. Illegal actions of state agents do not invalidate a law. Constitutionality of a rule of law depends on what it requires or authorizes and not on certain illegal conduct by those responsible for applying it. Basically, they think the whole law shouldn't be thrown out just because some officers abuse it. But lawyers for Luamba and various civil rights organizations say that's exactly why the law should be invalidated. In their court filings, Luamba's lawyers say, human dignity, equality before the law, and the right to move about freely without fear of being arbitrarily detained because of one's race are fundamental values that cannot be sacrificed on the altar of a road safety objective. But some say those road safety objectives are really important. The Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police and Mothers Against Drunk Driving are both intervening in the case, saying random stops are an essential tool for public safety. Random police stops in Quebec have been suspended since last April pending the outcome of this case. The Supreme Court will likely have a decision later this year. That could ultimately set a precedent for random police stops for the rest of the country.